All right, Cathy's, welcome back. Special midweek episode. Not traveling this week.
Yeah, very rare.
Very rare, but we still get once in a while. Action pack with news.
Too much.
Lot of exciting stuff. I think the big news of this morning is Iran is trying to say they're going to attack California.
Yeah, and the image they're showing seems like Coachella.
From what we know, these scumbags like music festivals.
Sure.
And so if they touch Coachella,
that's a sacred place.
Nuke the fuck out of them. Nuke them. Nuke them to
Do you think the news organizations use that palm tree to obviously for clicks, right?
Here's the reality. So I looked this up. Their drone technology can go 1,500 to 2,500 kilometers. Okay. So that's, call it, let's say roughly around 1,000 miles, in terms of
which isn't close to Coachella.
Well, I'm saying is
depends where they're launching it from.
Well, that's my point is, so then that means they have to be within 1,000 miles of the coastline of California. And in order to do that, you would have to have a naval ship that's close enough or some sort of boat.
Right.
From what Trump said, they don't have any boats. They're gone.
But then Iran said they have sleeper cells.
So they have sleeper cells. We have tapped every single phone in this country. It's tapped.
Yeah. All their messages are tapped.
100%. So what form of messaging is actually
how are they going to coordinate it?
Yeah, there's no such thing as encrypted messaging. That's
I know that. Signal. Elon said, my signal is compromised.
Yeah, exactly. So there's no such thing as encrypted messaging in America, right? They're listening. So, I don't know if a cell is just going to be able to coordinate on text. And
are they doing it by old school,
messenger
handwritten notes?
At some point, you're going to have to
look, my suspicion on something of this scale, I actually have trust in the FBI and CIA that they've already figured out who the potential candidates would be.
Yeah.
And they've already been tracked.
I think they've been tracked.
Because I think,
the point is the open borders was such, people don't realize how serious of an issue is. When you talk open borders and, a very idealistic view is it's the grocery worker, it's the agricultural worker, it's the nanny.
Right.
Of course, everyone's empathetic to those people. The reality is when you have an open border, anyone can get in the country. And there was clearly videos 2 years ago of people. Where are you from? Oh, I'm from Senegal. Where are you from? Yeah. I'm from here. I'm from there. I'm from Eastern Europe. I'm from all these places that we would never let these people in the country.
The real fear is, I don't even think it's sleeper cell. It's people that have already been here for a long time that have been radicalized on the internet.
Yeah.
Right. Through Reddit, through Facebook, Instagram, God knows where they're getting the information.
The kid in New York over the weekend who threw a fucking bomb at the protest
right
in front of the mayor's house. It was two teenagers that grew up in a wealthy suburb in Pennsylvania. They got radicalized. And so
that's the real scare. I don't think Iran...
But I'm talking about... they specifically call that drone attack.
Yeah.
A drone attack is a drone is cheap. It's not it's not like a drone is millions of dollars. It's thousands of dollars to get these types of, equipment.
Yeah, the whole thing was that even the drones that are going to Dubai and Bahrain and Doha are $50K. Yeah. And we're using $4 million interceptors. So there's a big math inversion.
Yeah.
That we're spending $4 million to stop a 50,000 because the 4 million's done.
Yeah.
When it intercepts the drone, it's incapacitated.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll have to see what happens, but it was interesting. I don't know what modes of information that was communicated. Obviously, everyone's reporting it, all the major.
Well, it's clicks.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't want to report? Who's not clicking on that?
Everyone clicked on it. The whole, everyone in California.
Think about every chat I'm in, someone posted it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you care about what's going on geopolitically or you don't. Yeah. You're oh shit, California.
Yes. And I think what's interesting about that is that that is a great tactic to create obscene amounts of fear.
Yeah.
Right? Because to be honest, the average person in America is not thinking about the conflict at all.
No, the
and,
average person.
And so Axios put out, this is actually really interesting. Axios put out an article today that basically saying the country is not as divided as it may seem. The problem is it's divided on one platform, meaning X.
Mm-hmm.
And so only 10% of Americans use X daily.
Okay. So 30 million people.
40, yeah. Almost 40 million people.
But if you put that amongst adults, that's pretty high, right? Because of the 400 million in America, how many are adults?
Okay, so that's okay. Let's say there's 200. I don't know how many kids, adults. Let's just do math. Say it's 300 million adults and 100 million are children under 18. Okay, so 30 million people. But so that's just not that many people in the grand scheme of things.
No.
And what basically the article was stressing is that most people want to spend time with their family, hang out with their friends, basically drink a beer, watch their kids' Little League. Like, no, only people on X are fighting. Because here's the other part about social media that makes you think the country's divided. Most of the responses and posts are from bots.
Yeah.
They're not from real people.
And almost every post of anything on the conflict, the initial first post, Grok, is this true?
Yeah.
Every single post.
Yeah. And forget just that. Look who the comments are. It's MAGA guy 264.
Right.
Who's probably some guy in Pakistan just being a troll to get clicks. This like divisiveness.
Or they're being paid by a government agency.
Yeah. This divisiveness is fake. It's not real. And I think that's part of the issue.
Yeah, I think to your point, I don't think the average American is going about their day today on a Wednesday thinking about the war.
No. I think
they may come home eating dinner with their kids, turn on the TV.
But you guess what percentage even watch cable news of adults in America?
No one.
Less than 1%.
Yeah,
so it's irrelevant.
Yeah.
So like it doesn't like only if you go. I use X a lot. I launch it 10 times a day, 20 times a day. Like when I have free time. For me, just being brutally honest, it's comedy. It is a comedic platform for me. Watching people melt down over everything.
Well, it also depends your algorithm, to be honest. Like, I mean, I get a lot of tech stuff, which I think I find very interesting.
Sure.
And I do also get the geopolitical stuff, which I think is
But even the tech stuff, people are divisive over everything. These losers sit on there all day and fighting.
AI is going to ruin the world or AI is the best thing ever.
Yeah, and then they're fighting and arguing.
Yeah.
So like for me, it's comedy no matter what the topic is, whether it's sports, geopolitical, AI, company gets funded, everyone's fighting, arguing over it. There's no joy in the app. So I turned the app into joy for me, which is the whole thing is a joke.
Like even World Baseball Classic. I know you were watching it.
Yeah.
I was following it on Twitter.
Yeah.
Twitter was just nonsense.
Like,
is this are these guys losers? Are the Americans losers, or did we get screwed?
The whole World Baseball Classic is American players.
Yeah, I know. The entire Italy team is Americans.
Everyone who's playing plays for the MLB.
Well, forget that. I mean, the Dominican team is actually Dominicans.
Yeah.
The Italian team, they show where they were born.
They're
California,
from Oakland,
Ohio,
California.
Idaho. Like none of them are Italian.
Yeah.
But the point is, we don't even get details, but there was controversy over the manager not knowing the rules.
Yeah.
And it became a whole thing.
Yeah.
First of all, no one gives a fuck about the World Baseball Classic.
Ratings are off the charts.
I know, but you know my point is. But this stuff makes people want to watch. Yeah. So Mexico, Italy today determines if the USA.
I will be watching. That's blockbuster.
Mexico scores over 5 runs or something.
And I actually believe there's such an opportunity in sports because like I watch every country conflict, right? In real life conflict. I also watch every country sports whether it's Olympics, whether it's I think the Race Sports League works.
I think it would work too. And then
because I do think this is an important, and I'd love for the internet to chime in on this. is, okay, Dana White builds a sports league based on race. It's basketball, it's baseball, it's football, it's soccer, and it's based on race. And you got to do a 23andMe test.
Prove that you are white or
black or Mexican or Spanish or Italian or whatever. And you put your best people forward. I'm telling you, if there was, you want to save the NBA, you want to change the fucking NBA, you make it white versus black.
Well, they kind of did that with the All-Star game.
Yeah.
It was global versus
And
American.
by the way, it was entertaining. I watched. It was a good game. It was the most competitive game it's been.
I actually, because Roan was getting in delivery, so I didn't get to watch it. Yeah. Was it good?
It was so competitive. I've been tuned out of All-Star Weekend for a very long time. Kids wanted to watch, so we watched. I mean, the last 15.
They actually tried, because I actually didn't see a single minute.
Yeah, they were trying. Yes. You felt the competitive.
Like Durant was trying?
Yes, the competitive energy of 15, 20 years ago. But I think, all right, you guys, who's the superior race? Who is it?
So
battle it out.
You know what's funny? The Tom Brady flag football game that moved from Saudi, now it's in LA. The hype is unbelievable. I don't know if you followed any of the social media. So Logan Paul says he could beat up any NFL player. Yeah. Gronk went off yesterday.
Yeah, he said, I'll beat you.
I'll beat your ass on the field. Yeah. And he was on Kay Adams, who's like a very famous sports analyst or commentator. And he was like, when I get in the football field, I'm a different person.
Yeah.
He's like, I will beat your ass. Yeah. And Tom Brady reposted it. And now I'm like, is this WWE or did you really believe that? Or are they doing it for ratings? What are they doing?
Well, it's the same thing with the clicks.
I want to go now.
They took a storyline and it's the same thing how we started the pod was Iran potentially attacking California. And everyone realizes okay, if Gronk is going to beat up Logan Paul,
Gronk, yeah.
Not Gronk is going to beat up Logan Paul, then we're all watching. If there's a chance,
if there's a 5% chance,
1% chance that Gronk might beat him up, we're watching.
The whole world will watch.
Yeah, because it's interesting.
And Logan's so famous.
Yeah, but I think it just goes to that's how things are positioned. It's all about shock value. We were talking. We've been testing.
If Tom Brady didn't repost it, because obviously it's his situation.
Yeah, I
would have thought it was real, but I was like, okay, Tom Brady's posting it. He knows they're just doing this. It's WWE.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you saw TKO, which is the entity.
Yeah, they're on fire.
They're on fire, right?
Yeah.
They're UFC, WWE. Sports is just having this incredible surge. Every fucking sport is on fire. Literally, everything has record ratings. Literally everything. MLS, biggest opening ever with Messi and LAFC. And obviously NFL, anything. NFL fucking
they're trying to do Thanksgiving Eve now. You saw that?
Yeah. I mean, but NBA even is having decent ratings. World Baseball Classic, record ratings. I'm sure March Madness will be record ratings. Yeah. It's just sports is just where the action is at. And gambling has a lot to do with it, right? Once the markets close, what do you got to do? What are you doing?
You have 12 hours.
Yeah, you have to find something to do. And sports, luckily, goes on to the late night.
Yeah, I mean, there's a running joke amongst degenerate gamblers. The Hawaii game, which goes on at 9 p.m. on Saturday.
Hawaii was my savior. That Saturday night, you make up your money on Saturday night to go to NFL.
It's
early.
One of the most bet games of college day because it's 9 p.m. Pacific.
Yeah.
6 p.m. Hawaii, midnight. Yeah. So everyone's lost
everyone's
lost all their money.
That game is so important. All right, moving on. Moving on to some interesting topics. So I'm going to segue into this topic by giving a real life example. So in the spirit of fiscal responsibility, Ghost was reviewing all our software vendors at the beginning of this year.
Yep.
And you don't realize when you get to a certain scale, you are just paying for shit.
And we did this at Reckless and 5-4 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And we realized how much money we were wasting.
we ended up looking at like, I don't know, 90 vendors we have. Some we pay like $50 a month and some are like thousands of dollars a month. And one of our largest bills was actually AWS, which is, the cloud server system that a lot of websites are hosted on. And Ghost, if you just think about it from a actual website perspective, we don't have a lot of users on our site because we're catering to like businesses and a very select group of businesses. Hundreds of customers do we actually service. We're not catering to millions of people that come to our website every single day. So what we started looking at was, okay, why is our bill, and I'll just give you the number, it was $9,500 a month. So I was curious. I was like, why is this bill $9,500 a month when only like 1,000 people go to this website every month? And then I realized it's probably the images. We have millions and millions of images that we've stored. So I put in Claude, this is my bill. This is my hypothesis on why I think our AWS bill is, can you give me a path to reduce this bill? It fucking breaks down this path that is so goddamn good, like exactly detailed by detail on how to save all the images, reduce your bill. Guess what it thinks my bill is going to be going forward?
50% less.
95% less, $500 a month.
Wow.
He goes, this is your path to get to $500 a month.
So not only is AI replacing those services, they're telling you how to get rid of them.
Well, reduce exposure. So you have to look at it differently because at the same point where we're going to get a severely reduced AWS cost, we are still also investing as a company in Claude, in Lovable, in, all Google Workspace, all of these types of things. And so Lovable announced today that they jumped from $300 million run rate to $400 million run rate in 1 month. Anthropic announced that they added 6 billion of run rate in 2 months.
Yeah. And Lovable said they think they'll be at $1 billion by the end of the year.
End of the year. And
it's probably going to be double that, if I had to guess. Because they didn't anticipate 300 to 400.
Yeah, of course.
They're not going to anticipate. And Anthropic didn't anticipate this $6 billion jump.
And this is where the AI doomers are wrong. Who do you think that's using Lovable? It's small businesses.
Yeah.
Enterprises don't use Lovable. And enterprises uses Anthropic and Claude. So small businesses, what are they doing? They're creating new businesses. Millions of new businesses. And this is the shift in the economy that like, if you're not in this world at this moment, that you cannot understand. And I'm telling you, if you have not, I encourage every single person to use Claude or Lovable and just build anything. You want to track the plants in your fucking backyard. Doesn't fucking matter. Just build. Like, I'll give you an example. My kids, and I think I've shared this on this, my kids started collecting cards. They want to know how much everything is. You could take a picture of 15 cards at one time. It will analyze every single card and tell you the price that it's worth based on the condition it's worth. You could build a catalog of your personal card collection, a little website, track everything there. It's actually a pain point. People can open up packs all day.
Like, as opposed to going on Craigslist and like guessing what people will pay for your furniture, you could put it on Claude.
Yes.
It'll tell you exactly what it's worth.
Yes.
And then you know what to price.
At least a range, right?
But you're guessing. If you're selling a bed or a dresser, you're like, oh, someone will pay $50. But that's totally uninformed.
Yes. Exactly. And I think like you don't realize the efficiencies that you can gain by using these tools. And that's why I think whether it's Lovable, Claude, ChatGPT, Google Gemini, these things are going to go astronomically crazy or higher. Yeah, my AWS bill is going to go down. My Snowflake bill will go down. My the 17 other bullshit SaaS software builds will go down. But my Claude and Lovable bills will go parabolic too, and I'll get some efficiencies on the business on the other side.
What the impressive part about these companies, and I think it's true for almost anything in the world, when you provide value, it's how you get these kind of revenue jumps.
Yeah.
Right? Lovable is still 14 months old.
Yeah.
It started last January.
Yep.
And if you let's assume they hit the $1 billion mark in 2 years, that's a ridiculous number.
Yeah. And there's so many companies doing that now. There's probably like 25 companies that have been built in the last 2-3 years that have just gone parabolic.
And I've talked to a few friends, and it's kind of crazy how you age yourself so quickly in terms of in this industry. So like the AI companies built 5 years ago can't compete with the AI companies that were created 2 years ago because they're on old models.
Yes.
Right. And like they're on these legacy.
It's not even old models. I'll tell you what it is. Cause I'm
invested in a handful of them, and I was like, oh, they must be killing it. But then I was like, but wait, a new person can just come for a fraction of the cost.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Rebuild it.
The cost structure today to build anything is so low that like this is where like I'm so excited to be running a business today. Is you could do so much more with very little. It's insane. It's truly a magical moment to be an entrepreneur at any scale.
No, I agree. And any industry.
Any industry. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's all going to be.
Everything's tech native, by the way.
Yeah.
That's what people need to understand. Whether you're in freaking Pittsburgh, whether you're in Detroit, everything's tech native.
Yeah. And it's easy now.
Yeah.
You could, whatever you're into. The thing is you don't even have to be grammatically correct. You barely need to know English to do this. I'm a horrible
Most people
typer.
Just fucking speak to it.
Speak to it too.
They just put on voice. Can you build me this?
Yes. It's insane. It's phenomenal. Because of that, wealth has just absolutely continued to surge. The exodus to Miami has continued.
Yep.
I mean, basically, if you have a net worth of $1 billion, you are only living now in Nevada, Texas, Florida.
Not Washington.
Definitely not Washington. So Washington State announced a new bill calling it their millionaire tax, where they're charging 9.9% on, I think it's on
anyone
capital
over
gains.
$1 million.
Yeah, $1 million of net worth or earning?
Earned income. Current income.
Yeah.
So basically every Microsoft employee, every Amazon employee, Starbucks. I mean, there's so many big corporations in Washington.
Boeing.
Yeah.
There's, Washington. So you don't realize Costco. How many millionaires work at Costco? Everyone who's been there 30, 40 years. They're all millionaires. So what it is I believe they have no state income tax. So that's one positive.
Which is probably why all those companies were built there.
Yes. I really, here's my biggest concern with all the billionaire tax things that are happening in the million. This is not even a billionaire. This is millionaire. Fucking way worse.
Well, that's what everyone said about the BTA, the Billionaire Tax Act. It's coming for the millionaires. You start at the billionaires, then you get to the 100 millionaires.
It didn't even take, it took 2 weeks. The billionaire went to millionaire in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
The same way AI scales. And what's going to go to million? You have 500,000. I mean, the issue that I have with taxes and taxing in general is, and this is the argument that every wealthy person has always made, is I have no problem paying the tax. What I have a problem with is that like the money that you guys are earning is not being spent efficiently.
Yeah, the ROI is terrible.
So the big news in California yesterday was hospice fraud.
Yeah.
I don't know if you checked it out. Barry Weiss, CBS News put it out. It is an insane fucking article. So we live in Los Angeles, California. We grew up in the Valley. In the Valley, there are 500 hospice companies within 2.5 miles. I think there was 179 on Van Nuys Boulevard. Van Nuys Boulevard, 179. Yeah. Do you know how much fraud that is?
A lot. And I read the article, it led with a person that was trying to use their Medicare, and they're like, well, you're already admitted in this hospice.
Yeah.
And she was like, what do you mean? You're seeing me right here.
Yeah.
And someone had fraudulently used her identification to basically bill Medicare.
And they're doing that with homeless people too.
Well, they were doing it. When I learned about all of this, like how easy it is to do, is during COVID. Like in our office, there's a hotel right across the street.
Yeah.
There's all these young people that were there with foreign license plates, or not foreign, out of state license plates. And the gas station that I always go to down the street, everything was Georgia, Nevada, New Mexico. And I was thinking, I was like, okay, we're the lockdown state. Those states aren't. Why are they all here?
Yeah.
What they were doing was just falsifying, intercepting postmen and taking the mail and getting those cards that have like the pre-funded money.
Yep.
And they were doing it nonstop during COVID. And I was like, oh, if these kids figured it out, it's got to be way larger scale.
Yeah. And I think I really encourage you, especially if you live in LA, because it's quite fascinating. Like they have a chart. I'm trying to pull it up on my thing, a map of like what's happening. And when you click it, you're just like, Van Nuys Boulevard has this much fraud. Van Nuys, one fucking.
There's a lot of medical buildings. I've taken our mom to an eye surgery there.
And these people, what you see is they go to these places to go check on it. Obviously, no one's there. It's like a dummy office. And so, yeah, fine. You want to tax us? Then you gotta
clean up the fraud.
Yeah,
you could. If you cleaned up the fraud, you don't need
would
to
reduce
tax.
taxes.
Yeah,
you would cut taxes.
Taxes would be down.
I don't understand how that is not part of anybody's pitch, because it's just not. It's against the grain of.
And just to break it down, so people can understand what Dee's referencing. So, like a hospice care on Van Nuys Boulevard, which is a suburb of Los Angeles in the Valley. What they're doing, this is the fraud. They may have 20 patients. They say they have 100 because they're getting reimbursements from Medicare and Medicaid.
Yeah.
And the 20 patients actually are there, and they're saying 80 other patients that aren't there are there, and they're receiving
benefits,
state benefits.
Yeah.
That's the fraud.
Yeah.
And that's what's happening on Van Nuys Boulevard.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That's just Van Nuys. Just in Southern California, in LA, greater Los Angeles, the amount of hospice care.
There's a hospice care next door to our mom's house where we grew up.
Yeah.
Should I go and check?
That, at least they have a big.
It's nice.
There's people walking in and out.
It is nice. We go vote there.
Yeah. I mean, there's fraud probably there. Why wouldn't there be?
And there was the other one on San Fernando.
Yeah. That one's
fraud.
Yeah. That looks like fraud.
And there's people listening to the pod that live right around there.
Yeah.
So maybe they can go negotiate.
Yeah. But I think, why don't they create that, like, California, instead of, we're just letting everyone leave the state? Every business, every billionaire is just going to leave? What are we doing? It's so dumb.
It is dumb. I mean, I think the fraud thing is easy because these are private people. These aren't people, what I say, when the deep state that are on the hook for all these government jobs. That's not even, this is high hanging. This is low. This is low criminals.
Yeah.
Anyone can go down the street.
Yeah. And what's the allegiance to
Shirley? What happened to him?
He's releasing a big video Friday.
Is he?
Yeah. He's been in the lab in California, he said. So the big video is coming out Friday.
Okay. Yeah, because I haven't heard much about him.
Death threats too.
Yeah, I know he has security detail.
Yeah. I think he can't be too public anymore.
Yeah, because I mean, look what happened to Charlie Kirk.
Yeah. It's just not worth it. But yeah, this CBS News article, I highly encourage, because, like, you know, people talk about like fraud and, you know, even in the Minneapolis, it's like Minneapolis and it's like, you know, weird.
I think it's really easy. If you go to, like, California is the, I think, 5th biggest economy in the world. It used to be 7th. I think it's 5th.
Yep.
And just go through government contracts one by one.
Yeah.
Anything north of $1 million probably has fraud.
Yeah. Or yeah, some sort of funny business.
Like where?
Yeah. You got to see, like, on Ventura Boulevard, the number of hospice is fucking nuts. Nuts. I think there was a place in Van Nuys, one building had like 80.
80 what?
Hospice cares. It's insane. It's absolutely nuts.
And the people aren't there. That's the point.
Yeah.
And there's probably dead people that they're using.
Dead. They said homeless people, people that are alive that just don't use any care. So it's easy to just say that they are. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just, I can't imagine the number of the, I think Elon said like 2 trillion is like an easy.
I think he said $1 trillion, but yeah.
Yeah. $1 trillion.
Around there.
$1 trillion. That's insane.
That's a defense budget.
Yeah. Which we need right now.
But that's also fraud too.
Of course. But I think all the newer players that are coming into it are, think about it. When Andrew comes out and says, why are you paying $80,000 for a rocket? We give it to you for 30. That squeezes the market.
Yeah.
Like it does make the market more efficient when it's like more transparent. In the past, McDonnell Douglas, takes the general out.
Where I think there's so much fraud is these environmental studies. That's fraud.
Yeah. I mean, environment's fine. Come on. What are we doing?
No, but I'm saying to even get so if the city approves something, you have to get an environmental study to be like, okay, it's safe. They're not checking shit.
No. They put a stick in the soil.
Yeah.
They haven't found anything. What are they doing? It's all fraud. I agree with that. One other exciting thing that was happening in consumer that we had talked about this last summer when I said I was looking for a pair of linen pants, and I said I ended up on Keens. And Keens, which I try to explain to people, is like, think of it as like Shein in terms of factory direct to the consumer.
Yep.
But the factories in this case are like the factories that make a lot of the best brands in the world. And they started in fashion, but
it's like italic kind of.
Yeah. They started in fashion and have kind of quickly expanded. They're in home goods. I mean, they sell, I got an email the other day selling caviar. They're selling couches. They're selling everything. I had met with one of their investors a year ago and basically was telling me the business is on fire. And they announced a round valuing the business at $10 billion.
Wow.
They're doing almost $2 billion in revenue. That's what they think they'll do this year. And between Keens and now Whatnot, you have two consumer startups that are built less than 10 years ago that are worth over $10 billion. And consumer is an area that like people stopped focusing on and investing in and saying it doesn't have venture scale. And then boom, two things happened. And this is insane. Keens doing nearly $2 billion in revenue is crazy with the most A+ investors.
Yeah. I mean, the consumer's still spending. It's just fragmented. Yeah. So where's that $2 billion coming from? Like who's getting that share removed, right? Which retailers?
So I if you look at, they're a premium contemporary kind of option, put them in the affordable luxury category.
Okay.
So they're getting the benefit of people that are not buying luxury right now.
So if you think it's a $50, $60 t-shirt,
like for example, like if you buy the brand like Vince or Theory or James Purse, you might as well buy Keens.
I have a lot of purse.
Yeah. So like maybe because you like going to the store, maybe that's the reason why. But like if you just want a similar product, if you're a male, if you like those brands.
Yeah, no one knows I'm wearing James Purse.
Exactly. So Keens.
It's a tag on the outside.
But Keens makes similar products for men like that. In the women's contemporary space, I would say.
So I think a James Purse shirt is $70 to $80. So what's it on Keens?
20.
Same quality.
Yeah, sure. Like I haven't bought, I've honestly only bought these linen pants off the site. Yeah. I think I bought linen shirt and linen pants. They're as good as any premium contemporary brand. I have not tried all the other stuff. Their aesthetic is very classic Americana in terms of men's and women's, which I don't really wear every single day. That's not my style. So not relevant, but if you're just like, if you're going to work, it's a great brand for men and women.
Yeah. Instead of like a Brooks Brothers, which is what I used to wear.
Yeah. It's a nicer, cleaner, cooler looking version of that product.
Right. Makes sense.
For men. But yeah, it's a huge win in the space. The next topic we're going to talk about is, I've heard over the years how big the private credit market has become. And then, a lot of people have been pushing, invest in Blue Owl, invest in Blackstone's credit fund. Mm-hmm. Basically, when banks kind of became really tough to get credit from, these huge asset managers rolled out credit products, which backed a lot of these private companies. They're now having issues.
Yeah. So I think what happened was in January, two major auto suppliers that Blackstone's credit fund was lending to went belly up. So it spooked the market.
Yeah.
And then people started asking for redemptions from Blackstone and Blue Owl, and now Cliffwater too, which is another massive player in the space. And people are getting spooked and they want to redeem their funds because they see some of these companies that were supposed to be kind of bulletproof, and a lot of the SaaS mid-market, not the public companies, were borrowing from these places because they couldn't get bank loans. So they just pay a higher rate to get money, and everyone thought it's all bulletproof. But now investors are seeing, hey, it might not be bulletproof. So you have to ask all the questions. Is this an economy thing?
Yep.
Was this overextending to shitty companies thing? Is this like a kind of a perfect storm of AI scare, geopolitical scare, and everyone's panicking?
Yep.
We don't know what. It's probably a combination of all those three factors where everyone's trying to redeem their money.
Yeah.
So Blackstone and Blue Owl had to stop the amount you could redeem. Cliffwater, I think this all announced today for Cliffwater. They're another big one. They're getting record redemptions. So in moments of uncertainty and fear, whether warranted or not, this kind of stuff happens.
Yeah, the panic just starts.
Yeah. And if you're like some LP that has a lot of money in one of these funds, you're like, I'll take it out, stay in cash, put in gold.
Yeah.
What do you
Or S&P, play it safe. Yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting, like, given specifically what's happening in the Middle East and the conflict, there's just like whipsaw on oil prices, right? They went parabolic.
113 to $70 in like 24
basically
hours.
Trump's like, it's going down. And here's what I've learned following. Whatever he says, do not fight him. It's like, you don't fight the Fed. You do not fight Trump. So there are all these people that went and put long bets on oil. People are still pushing this $200 oil narrative. Do you understand if it goes to 120, he'll just say, he just invoked drilling in Southern California. He said it's a war. He has war power, and he's like, we need to drill. So there's no chance oil can go up. It's not going to let it go up.
No, they won't. They won't let oil. They won't let the national average be $6. I think it's like $3.40 at the peak.
Yeah.
Like a week ago.
Yeah. That's the peak.
It's
coming down. The guy just said it's not going to happen. So he cares so much about this shit, more so than any other president.
Yeah, for sure.
That's all he cares about. He cares about how people think of him.
And now it's going to be interesting what the Fed does.
Yeah.
Because like now there's...
When's his guy get in? June?
Kevin Warsh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. So he got a couple more meetings to get through before his guy gets in there.
But he's technically a hawk, which is interesting.
Yeah, we'll have to... I mean, look...
but he also appointed him.
Yeah. He owes him a couple cuts. Just like a favor cut.
And Kevin Warsh is getting his favors on the other side.
Yeah, for sure. It'll be interesting to see what happens with the credit stuff.
But here's the thing that's like, I feel like the last post-COVID on, nothing really adds up when you think about like the private credit thing is a real thing.
Yeah.
These companies are struggling.
Yeah.
Then Goldman releases expect
extreme stock rally.
Yeah.
So basically, because they know this Iran conflict, it's coming to an end. One way or the other.
No, I agree. But extreme stock rally, is it one of two things? Are companies actually doing great? Some are. Or is it just they know there's nowhere else to put money in the world?
Nowhere.
It's the U.S. stock market, right? We've eliminated the Middle East. You can't invest in the Middle East.
Forever.
You can't invest in Russia.
No.
You can't invest in China.
No.
You can't invest in South America.
No.
You can't invest in Africa.
No.
So like
definitely not
Europe. Europe has no business.
Yeah.
Other than Lovable.
There's a couple. There's Revolut. There's a couple companies. Yeah.
They have a handful.
Yeah.
But by process of elimination, you can't invest trillions of dollars anywhere.
Yeah. So that's the real problem, is that not to say there's not investable things in all of these emerging markets. It's that the sheer amount of cash that's out there. So there's still $8.5 trillion in money market.
Mm-hmm.
Let's assume $1 trillion needs to be invested.
And when rates get cut, that's worthless money.
Yeah.
Right?
So you have to either go to bonds.
When Kevin Warsh gets in, if that comes down to 2% Fed funds rate, you're not in money markets.
No, you're putting at least in the treasury bonds, minimum.
Well, you won't even make up with, you won't even pace inflation.
Exactly. So
you have to go a little higher risk.
Yeah. And a little higher risk than T-bonds is S&P 500. So yeah, extreme rallies, I expect that too. I think if as soon as Iran thing mellows out.
I agree with it too. But my point is, it's hard to wrap your head around all the different things we're hearing. There are clearly layoffs. Forget who you want to attribute to. I know AI is the narrative. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just people cutting costs.
Yeah, but that's not how the stock market works. Stock market works different.
I understand. I'm not a fucking moron.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Layoffs don't matter.
Layoffs are happening. Stock market's going to rip. Where does everything kind of come to a head? Because asset owners, I mean, people have been screaming about this for the last couple of years, including us. You have to own assets. Yeah. Don't be a W-2. Yeah. If you're a W-2 and you don't use your W-2 to own assets, you're not in a good position. Yeah. And
that's it.
But most people aren't owning assets.
Well, people listen to this podcast are.
Yeah.
We're asset heavy podcast.
Yeah.
I can't, I'm sorry, 15 million people don't listen to this. If 15 million people did, you would blindly go and buy the S&P 500 tomorrow and be excited when this violent rally happens, because it's going to happen.
Yeah. The violent rally is going to be nice.
Yeah.
It's hopefully by 4th of July.
Dude, as soon as this Iran thing.
It's going to be by the UFC fight.
Yeah, he wants to come in with that record high.
With Pereira and Justin Gaethje, like boom.
Yeah, he wants to come in with it. The other interesting piece of news that I think, because we talk about GLP-1s all the time, Campbell Soup, the company.
Yep. They have a big venture fund, by the way.
What?
They have a big venture fund.
Well, this is why. I'll tell you why. Snack business is falling off a cliff at Campbell. And obviously they're not saying it clearly, but the miss on snacks, it's down 6%. You know, they sell fucking $1 billion of snacks a year, a quarter. So 6% is very minimal and meaningful in one quarter. It's obviously GLP-1s. So 30 million Americans are on GLP-1s right now.
It's 10% of the country. So you extrapolate for adults, it's probably like 15.
Yeah. So I think we said,
whatever.
10, 15%. That number is only going up. It's not going down.
I think it'll double.
So, okay.
Because it's going to get more affordable and insurance will be forced to cover it.
It's going to go to basically nothing.
It'll be like buying Advil.
Yeah. I think it has to, even for the sake of the country, I think it should be that cheap. Because, unfortunately, heart disease and diabetes are like the biggest killers of our own people. Snack business is toast.
Yeah, I wonder what Expo West was like last week.
So a lot of people I know were there. Obviously, the healthy snacks continue to thrive. I guess my question is, for a GLP-1 user, is do you actually have healthy snacks, or you just do not snack? Do you even need a healthy snack? You just don't snack.
No, I was at dinner with
a GLP-er.
Her husband's a GLP-er. Lost 50 pounds in the last year. Says drinks a cup of coffee and won't eat till dinner.
Okay, well, that's not good for the food business.
And it's not because he's starving himself.
Yeah.
He just has no appetite.
So just think about the downstream effects of...
But 50 pounds is nuts.
Yeah. I mean, obviously we've been hearing this for years, the impact it's had. So think about the grocery aisle. You run a grocery store today, a grocery chain, you're a Kroger, right? A huge business, massive business. You got to fill the aisles with other shit.
Yeah, what are you going to do? That's the most valuable space.
I think
real estate.
Supplements explode.
Peptides.
Peptides is still like a doctor administered. You basically need to become like a health and wellness, center where you
maybe that's why the coffee lines are insane in LA. Everyone's on GLP-1. It's the only thing you need for the day.
Yeah, it's gonna get a little caffeine and you're good. Yeah. I just don't. I just look. Normally we order online for groceries. On Saturday or Sunday, we went to Whole Foods to get lunch. So we're just walking up and down the aisles. Who the fuck is buying all this stuff?
Yeah, like who's buying Pringles?
I mean, I buy a lot of Sun Chips.
Sun Chips are, I mean, they're all good.
Yeah, they're great.
They're all tasty.
But I'm just saying, obviously there's plenty of people still snacking and these businesses are still huge, but a 6% drop for no reason because the consumer's still spending.
GLP-1s.
The only thing it could have been is all of these new rules around SNAP.
So if RFK wanted to solve the fast food problem, which the country is addicted to, you go to all the low-income neighborhoods around the country, give them GLP-1s. For free. All those businesses are out. McDonald's, Burger King, because that's what they eat.
Yeah.
It's the only affordable thing.
Yeah.
In the area.
Yeah. So we're booming. All right. Short and sweet episode. We'll see you all here on Sunday. We have a couple, we have a shout out. Yeah. First one, at Sunny Patel. I tend to agree after a certain point in your life, your vote starts feeling pretty meaningless because things rarely change in big ways. Still, I like to think even small shifts that help the bottom tier end up lifting society as a whole in the long run. One thing though, at a $5 a gallon gas, everything gets affected. Economy slows. People cut back on buying or going out. Prices for goods creep up. And once they go up, they rarely come back down. But damn, D makes a few bucks and suddenly brother flips his entire tune. I am no longer a socialist, just to be clear. When I started this podcast,
you were a champagne socialist.
I was a champagne socialist, never a true one. Like I was limousine liberal. You know, I was in the limousine shouting about, oh yeah, these people should get fair things. Now I'm in the streets. My tune has changed, and $5 gas is not happening under this president. He's going to drive these prices back down. I'm optimistic on that.
Yeah, I think the economy's fine. I think people are going to lose jobs and stock market rips.
We'll just have money in the stock market. You're good. All righty. We will see you on Sunday and have a good weekend.
Peace.